This episode is sponsored by Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain it to you really quickly. To start off, it's 100% free, and there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you so it could be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more platforms. In fact, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. If you're interested, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hey, lovely people.
Welcome back to the Unraveling the World podcast.
So this is a really special episode because we have a guest speaker. So Amira, we would love if you could just introduce yourself really quickly.
Hi, my name is Amira, and I've been welcomed onto the podcast for this episode. Hi.
Hi. Okay, so for this week's episode, we just wanted to hit like multiple topics like body positivity, confidence, like school, TikTok life, toxicity in school, or like in general, and whatever this discussion leads us to. So if Kavya wants to continue.
Yeah, okay. So to start the episode off, I guess we could just talk about like school and stuff. Like Ishani, Malvina, and I, we live in New Jersey, obviously. And Amira, like I've watched your TikToks, and you've like said how you live in Florida and stuff. So just like a sense of like, I don't know how everyone's school life is going, especially since we're virtual right now.
For me, school's been really good. It's been better online personally for me. I like being able to do what I want. I travel a lot, so it's really convenient just to have everything online. I can just text my teachers and be like, hey, I have a flight, but I'll be doing the work.
Yeah.
So it's really convenient.
Yeah, honestly, even for me, a lot of people, which is kind of surprising, like in school, school better, which is so surprising to me because even for me, I love online school because I have more free time, and so I can just do what I want when I want it, and I'll still do the work, but like I have that free time that I like.
Yeah, I like virtual school. Virtual school is so much more convenient. I mean, in person is also fun, but I just feel like virtual is so much more easier, and in terms of just doing it in the comfort of your home.
Yeah, I think it's definitely easier because I also get more sleep now because of the virtual. So I don't have to wake up an hour 30 minutes earlier anymore.
Yeah. Wait, so Amira, like on your podcast, I think, and even in your TikToks, you've said that like you want to become a doctor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, Melvina also wants to become a doctor. So, I don't know, I just think that's really cool. And also, like, how did you know that becoming a doctor was right for you, or you wanted to pursue that career?
A lot of people in my family are doctors and nurses or surgeons, so they kind of influence that. But from like my father passing and stuff, that's what led me into medicine. And then I started, it's what I enjoyed. And then I went into the medical academies from a really young age. I started shadowing, I started doing my clinicals, and I realized like that's what's really making me happy. And then you kind of have that joy for it, and you have the energy and just thoughts of just wanting to do that for the rest of your life, and it made me really happy.
Yeah, honestly, even for me, it's such a great thing that you know what you're gonna do. I feel like a lot of people, including me sometimes, I'm like so confused, even though like I kind of want to get into law. I'm not sure yet, but like having that passion for something like at such a young age especially, it's just such a great thing. A lot of people are trying to figure it out, even me, and yeah, I don't know if I'll do good in med. Maybe I will. I don't know.
I mean, when I was younger, I wanted to do med. I wanted to be a cardiologist. But then, I don't know. Now I don't want to do med, but I think law is definitely interesting. I want to work in the government because I have an interest for politics and stuff. But that's kind of my life. Yeah.
Relating to, education, what colleges do you hope to attend to? Like dream schools,
Personally, I don't want to go to Ivy Leagues. My family members are in Ivy Leagues, and it's not for me. I'd rather not. I'd rather go somewhere that makes me happier.
Yeah.
For medical school, I do want to either be at like Columbia or NYU. Those are my top two that I really like.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
especially
even
like
for law, NYU is just
Yeah.
really pretty, and especially because it's in the city and stuff. I don't know. I just think it's a nice place.
I feel like even in these bigger schools, something like going back to like the main topic, like toxicity is such a big thing, and like finding the signs it's from like a young age. Because I know that when I moved to the United States when I was in 4th grade, and I didn't know what like toxic people were, you know, and it took me so long to kind of identify the signs, like what understanding when they're not happy for you, or like looking out for those red flags. And it took me so long, even though I'm literally in 9th grade. I'm still like learning every day, and like I look up to so many people when I have to see like what are some of the signs of toxic people. And we were just wondering like what are some like red flags do you look up for?
Honestly, I'm kind of a people person. I get along with people, but I really just don't like people most of the time.
Yeah.
And honestly, red flags, like if someone doesn't like, you can just tell it, and they're from their demeanor and their body language. If something's happened for you, or it's like an achievement that you just had, and they're just not positive, or they're not like fully supporting it, that's like a red flag for me, because they can't obviously see you happy. Or it's like the little snarky comments. As soon as someone says, "Oh shit," I clap back like, "Bitch, hello."
Yeah. I literally, so like when we started our podcast, like even though we're so small, we were so small, even in the beginning people were like leaving like hateful comments in our like whatever it be, and they were just leaving those comments and like giving us hate, like talking behind our back. And we can't imagine what like a bigger platform does to you. Like it would literally, it's just so sad that this happens. Like
Yeah, Amira, like the point you brought up about like friends not wanting you to succeed, I think I feel like that's kind of what I'm dealing with personally. I feel like a lot of like, friends or a lot of people, they just don't want you to succeed, and they don't want to see you do well, and it kind of pisses me off, because I mean, they're not really your friends if they do that, right?
No, exactly. Like I've had to deal with that a lot. Like girls not being able, like for me, I prioritize my school over everything, but I still manage to like do other things and still live my life and travel, because I have a really good balance when doing those things. And a lot of people like on social media and here, like where I am now, they don't like that, and they talk a lot behind my back because of that.
Because people also, especially because we're brown, people hate to see the idea that like I'm succeeding in school and I actually have a life too. And people have two stereotypes, whether, especially for brown people, I'm either studying at home like nonstop, I'm only doing like schoolwork, or you're like whitewashed, which is a term people use. And you're like, and what is that term even? It makes me so pissed off. And it's, people only have two of those stereotypes, and they can't imagine like actually having doing something, like doing what you like, and then also doing school and everything.
No, exactly. Like when I first started on social media, before I was like as big as I am now, I used to get a lot of hate because I was doing other things while I was like, when I posted about my education, when I posted in my scrubs and my lab coat, a lot of the men were hating. They were just like, "No way, you're lying." And I'd be like, "Okay, well, here are all of my certifications for proof, and here's pictures of everything that I've done." And I've explained to so many people how I've gotten on my path, and there are still people who are just like, "No, she's lying about it." I mean, there's no point of me lying about it.
Yeah, why would you be lying? Like, the fact that you even had to like show proof, like, look, I actually have this, is just so sad. Also, even though I hate to say it, a lot of the comments will be from brown people.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? Like, you are the problem. Like, you are like such a big part of the problem. The reason we are not where we are is like partly because of you, because you're literally hating on the same community you are in. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like, especially like all the negativity and stuff. I think that, I don't know, I like people aren't gonna, some people are just not gonna, be happy for your successes. And as much as, we don't like that, I feel like it still happens. But I mean, do you know like any ways to like deal with that? And obviously like there's no way of getting rid of it, because people are still gonna say what they want to say. But do you know like how to deal with that and how to regain confidence?
Honestly, when I hear those like misogynistic things, I clap back. I'll curse them out. That's just me. Or I'll tell them off. Like when guys used to comment that, I tell them off, and that's why I don't get those things anymore. Like the group of men on TikTok who tend to do that, I've 100% yelled at them, or I've told them off. And that's why they stopped, was because I'm not going to deal with it, and they don't like when I blast them on my platform either. So when they do that, I'll just screenshot it and repost it. Like, okay, you want to talk about it in private? Let's see how everyone else in the world thinks about what you're saying.
Oh my god. I feel like if I was in the place where you were, I could never do that. I don't know, I'm like always scared. Even like dealing with hate, it's like there's so many sides, I feel like, which I could just not imagine like getting that amount of hate. And like where you are, did it take you like a long time to get to that point, or were you just like screw these people?
When I first started getting followers and I received like hate for the first time, my mom sat me down and was like, you're putting yourself on a social media platform where anyone can comment, anyone can see anything. Grow thicker skin. And so I did. I grew thicker skin, and you just learn to just not care about it, because at the end of the day, I'm so happy. I'm living my life. I'm the one with the certifications. You're not. So
success is like the best kind of revenge. Also, when people, it's like, what is the point? Do you not have like a life? Like your life consists of leaving hateful comments, and I'm actually doing stuff, and oh my god, there's so many sides. Even in like school and stuff, whether it be like I just wanted to talk about like, what does whitewashing mean to you?
I hate that term so much, because I always I'm in touch with my culture. I was just raised in a predominantly white community, so I don't have my accent. I don't really have that, but I still know about my culture. I can understand Hindi, you know. It just doesn't sound the same.
I agree with. I hate the term so much, because what does whitewashing even mean? Like, first of all, if you're growing up in a certain culture, that's so heavily influenced on you. Obviously, when you grow up or like get older, that's what you're gonna follow, because that's what you've seen growing up. And the fact that the people don't understand that, it's like hard to even put into words. But
like, we're Indian people in general are so stereotyped to always be wearing like an Indian outfit whenever you go out or something like that. So then here we are now breaking that stereotype of just not doing that, and then they're all like, oh, you're whitewashed.
People can't handle that.
And then you get hate comments on like, oh, she's Indian but she's wearing something revealing. I used to get a lot.
Oh my god, that one is so annoying. Oh my god, I would constantly get like in my school. I don't know. I guess I was. I don't want to say I was the only Indian who wore revealing clothes, but I don't know. I was kind of. Especially in 7th grade, I would get shamed so much because of that. And they're like, "Oh, you're Indian." I still do. Like people are like, "Oh, you're Indian. You wear revealing clothes. Why do you even wear like 2-piece swimsuits? Like, why would I not? Like, what makes me different from like other races who do?" Like, I just never understood that, and it's always made me so mad, because it's always like it's only because I'm Indian that people say something like let's say, for example, I'm not gonna say like which team, but in a team I'm in, my team is like predominantly white, and there's this one girl who's always slut shaming me. She literally called me a slut, and I was like, what? She's like, your clothes are so.
While she's wearing like the same thing types.
Joking, but this is one of the girls who always makes snarky comments. And it made me so upset, because she wears very similar clothing. Her best friends
wear very similar clothing, and she only says that stuff to me. I'm the only like Indian like there, and she only says that stuff to me, and like it's so annoying, because like it's only because I'm Indian. If I was white, then I wouldn't have that happening to me, because she literally only targets me because I'm Indian. Oh, you're Indian. Why do you wear revealing clothing? Why can I not? And then especially the parent, they say your parents let you wear that. Why would my parents not? Okay, I understand why she wouldn't, but my parents let me wear that. I don't go around sneaking around, like I don't go around sneaking clothes, like it's so annoying, because why would my mom not let me? She doesn't care.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Like, in my family, I'm the one who's like in the low cut dresses. Like, I'm sorry I have boobs. I'm very sorry. Like, I apologize, but it's on me. I can't really hide that, so deal with it. And what a lot of my family member has grown to know that I have a mouth on me. So when they say things behind my back, I'll go to their face and I'll be like, so you were talking about my dress while your child sleeps around. Did you know that?
Yeah, like, oh my god,
That's
people are...
so funny.
It's wait, Melvina, were you the only brown person in your group?
The other one who is like she's like there was another one, but the thing is they kind of favor her because I don't know, she's like, she kind of, I don't know if she tolerates their racism, but
yeah, 99% of the time the reason that is because she probably doesn't clap back or like do anything.
The thing is, like, I'm not scared to wear. I'm gonna wear what I want. I don't care. Like, you can slut shame me, talk about me.
Oh,
Team probably talks about me because I'm Indian, and they're like, oh, why does she even have followers? She's literally ugly. They didn't say ugly. They say like, oh, she's literally Indian. Like, they're just so racist, and especially because of my clothing. The clothing part just upset me, because, like, not even upset me, just angered me, just because I'm Indian. Why would I don't know. They just I don't know. I've always felt in my heart that they were jealous.
Dude, they are. They literally are.
That's always how I felt, but I don't even care.
Especially like in the place we live in, like we live in New Jersey, so and I think in the district where we live in, there's just a lot of brown people, and I feel like a lot of people just stereotyped us into being like, oh yeah, they're smart, let's get answers from them and stuff like that. And Amira, like, you live in Florida, right?
I do.
Yeah, so is there like a large brown community there? And like, I don't know, I was just wondering, because like we live in completely different states. So
honestly, my mom and I don't talk to anyone. Talk to a lot of brown people because of how they are.
Oh, okay.
But there are brown people around me, but they like to just stay in their house and don't really like do anything. Like, I have a few Indian neighbors, but they kind of just sit in their house. Like, I never see them out unless they're like going to temple. But other than that, I don't really see them.
Oh, that's so weird. But
when I'm out with my boyfriend, though, a lot of brown people stare.
Oh my.
Like, we'll be out in public and he'll like nudge or whisper me, and he'll be like, look over there, they're staring at us. Like, we went to an Indian store because I had to go get jewelry and I had to go get henna, so me and him went.
Yeah.
And we walked in and everyone was just staring us up and down. Like, okay, I'm sorry that I have a white boyfriend, my bad, but I still need my henna.
Oh my god, that's so funny. What did you just like look at them back? Like,
yeah, we both just stared at them back.
Like, what are you looking at? Oh my god. It's another I feel like even in Indian stores, a lot of that's the biggest thing I hate. Like, I hate when brown people are like discriminating again. There's so much colorism in India, even here as well. It's like you're hating on, I said this before, but like, it's literally you're hating on the same person. Like,
no, there are people in my family who are completely just racist, even though they're just literally a shade lighter than them.
You know what I hate in India? They'll talk about like skin, like India has this big thing on like skin color, how dark it is, how light it is.
No, 100%. I used to have to lighten I used skin lightener when I was younger. Yes, I literally remember my grandma giving it to me and saying like, here, rub this on your skin, it'll make it lighter. Like, I'm sorry I went in the sun and I tanned.
Oh my god. It's like, no wonder those people, it's like you have these white ideologies inside your brain that you're forcing onto this upcoming generation, whether it's like us, and if
they're the ones that are whitewashed.
Yeah, literally. And if we're growing up with these ideologies, I'm so glad that like we're able to talk to so many people and like talk to even you guys to understand how wrong that is. Because there's so many brands out there, even in India, to make your skin lighter. Like, what do you want with that?
And especially like apparently like in India, it's like there's just this norm of like if you're lighter, you're quote unquote pretty. So like if you're tan, I don't know, people just they just think that like, oh yeah, why'd you go out in the sun? Or like sometimes even people are like, yeah, don't go outside, you're gonna become tan, you have to like be lighter and stuff like that. And I just feel like that's just a big stereotype. And even Amira, like when you brought up the point about like going to the store with your boyfriend, like people can't just accept like like racial couples. Like that's just so problematic, especially. And we're in the 21st century and people can accept that. It just shows like what our world is.
No, 100%.
They're stuck in that like it's weird to say because I can't say old people. That's like weird, but it's like they're stuck in that like what's that word for it? Like
stigma?
Yeah, they're like they have that stigma around it, and whether it be it's like bad stigma, obviously, and it's it's just so horrible. And as long as like this generation, as we pass it on to the future generations, that's all I honestly care about. It's like, hey, like the older generations, hate all you want, like we really don't care, but as long as the future generations are fine, I think we'll be good.
But the thing is, I think that the older generation has a good amount of impact on the younger generation. Like for me, like I will never say like I'm colorist, but like oftentimes I sometimes feel like, oh, maybe I just need to be lighter to be prettier, because like since I was a kid, it's just always been there. Every single family member of mine has been like, oh, she's too dark, oh, she needs to be lighter. Like every time I go to even in my own house, like it's like they don't anymore. But the thing is that since I was a kid, it's just always been there. So I don't know. I really try hard to. It's not for other people. It's literally just for myself. Oh, you need to be lighter to be prettier. Oh, so it's like more. It's not with other people. Like I don't care about skin color at all. But for me, like sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe if I was just a little lighter, maybe I could be prettier, and stuff like that.
Yeah, because if you're like growing up with those, like if you're again like people have such a big influence on you. And there are like two sides of this argument. You can either take that influence and like put in the garbage, or you're still going to be affected by it whether you want it to or not. It's even for me, I feel like a lot of the times, because especially when I moved here, all the people would be white, and I'd be like, oh, I look a little different, and I was so young. I was like whatever, like 9 or 8, and at such a young age, I should not be worrying about how dark my skin is, how light my skin is, I should be literally like playing around, whatever. And that's what I was worried about, and it took me so long, and even now I struggle with it sometimes. And it's like, how did Amira, if you've ever dealt with that, like how do you deal with that?
Honestly, I use it to my advantage. I'm the only okay, I mean this in such a non-bad way, because I know there's other brown girls around me, but listen, I'm pretty. That's not my fault. But so obviously, and I'm not afraid to show off my body. I post whatever I want. I do whatever makes me happy, and that's how my mom raised me. I wasn't raised what other people think, even though my family, that's how my family members try to push that on me, is like constantly like caring about what's gonna make them happy, or what are they gonna think about something. My mom was like, fuck them, do what makes you happy, because you're your own person. You shouldn't be caring about what other people think. You shouldn't be worried about how dark you are if you're tanning too much in the sun and someone else is gonna care about it. Use it to your advantage. Like, hey, I'm brown and I have culture and it's beautiful and you don't, so let's see who's the one winning here.
Yeah. It's like, use it to your advantage. That's such
like
good advice.
I date white guys because that's all around me. It's not my fault, but I do date white guys, and a lot of them will be like, well, you're the first brown girl I've ever dated, and I'll be like, I know. And then they like my boyfriend right now, he watches Indian movies with me. He wants to go to temple with me.
Aww.
He goes to the Indian store. I explain my culture to him. He'll listen to Indian music with me, and he'll just sit there and he indulges in the culture too. So if you can find someone who does that, just do that, because they're open to it. And plus, white people like Indian food too. So That's a
Yeah,
plus
I
for
saw
them.
your
Indian food is really
TikTok
good.
with, like the samosa. I think he was trying the samosa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude, white people love samosas. Like what? I
No,
always
I
think
don't like
about that.
samosas.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like
my
them. They taste bad to me.
I love samosas, but there's so many types of Indian food, and like, wait, what are your guys' favorite Indian food?
Honestly, I don't know.
No, so I'm right.
Honestly, I don't have a favorite. I kind of like Indian sweets. That's like that genre is my favorite.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Lovina? Yeah, I love biryani. I just had biryani yesterday. We went to this like small party thing, and my dad had to make it, and really good. Kavya?
I don't know, but my favorite Indian curry is probably paneer. I don't know. I just
Oh
love
my
paneer.
god, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's like a classic. With like garlic naan or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, even for like Indian food, I remember in like 4th grade or something, people would make fun of my food. They're like, "Oh, you smell like curry and stuff." Like, you know, the generic ones.
Yeah.
It's just kind of annoying.
Wait,
but-
Melvino, didn't you like experience a weird thing with food once? You'd once told me?
Oh yeah. In 7th grade, I was part of a friend group that was like purely white, and no hate to them, but it was literally just white people and a few black people. But the thing is that there were no like Asians or not even like there was no Asians or Indians in that friend group. So they would constantly bully my food to the point where I just wouldn't eat lunch. And I think a few times, I know it's gross, but I'd eat it in the bathroom because I was so hungry. But yeah, I've definitely been bullied because of my food many times.
Yeah. Even when I'd like come to whether it be like when I was like in like whatever middle school or something, I don't feel like I've necessarily experienced that, but like one time I think I got like rice or something, and I just felt so weird eating it in front of people. And I was like, even though I'm like, there was no white people around me. I was like in this purely like brown group, but like they were just eating or whatever. I just felt so weird, and I feel like I should never feel like this. No one should ever feel like that. Like your food is like weird or like, you know. And I just felt so weird. And I feel like a lot of people feel like that, and it's so sad, you know.
Yeah. Honestly, like, you know, Amira and everyone just like brought it up. Just like, don't care about what people say. And I just feel like, I don't know, it'll take some time for everyone probably to come to the stage where like, you know, you can just be like, you know what, I don't care what people think. But I think that's like an important mindset to keep though.
Yeah. The fact that Amira, the fact that you do that is just amazing. I wish I could do that. It's like you start straight up yelling at them.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess like we kind of covered a lot of points today, and just to end it off on like a very like a light note, like I don't know, what's like a wait, what was I gonna say? Wait, Ishana.
Oh, like okay, what do we end off? What's a conspiracy theory that you believe in? Like a weird one.
Honestly, I don't know. I used to listen to conspiracy theories like from Shane Dawson, but then I, stopped.
Yeah. But there's so many. For me, I'd say wait, Amira, were you going? I'm sorry, wait.
Honestly, have you seen the one with like the Kit Kat logo with the dash in the middle?
Oh, yeah. Wait, it's called some type of like
It's the Mandela.
Oh, Mandela Effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so weird. It doesn't have a dash in it though,
No,
right?
but you'd think Kit Kat
Yeah.
was two different things. Like you'd be like, oh yeah, maybe they just changed the logo, but it never was that.
Yeah, Mandela Effects. Oh my god, they creep me out so much because it's like no way. You know that Monopoly guy?
Yeah.
He didn't have like a monocle.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you saying? And then I remember like I went down to my basement or something, and I looked at the box that we have, and it didn't. And I was like, what? And I was like, that's insane.
Wait, what? He doesn't?
He doesn't.
What?
Yeah, he doesn't, dude. Oh my god. But like another like kind of different conspiracy theory I believe in is like, okay, it's kind of stupid, but like I feel like we're like alive though, right? But after we're like dead, I feel like the dead is trying to communicate with us to come to the other side, but like they're not been able to communicate with us.
an interesting one. I don't know. A conspiracy theory that I believe is probably, like, you know, if I see the color red, but like someone else's definition of red is like different than mine, you know?
Yeah, their red is maybe like your pink or something.
I don't know. It's just something. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, life's weird. I don't know what to say.
For me, I think that the concept of love is just something they made up in movies. I think that love within friends can exist, but I think like romantically, I think you can be obsessed with someone, but I don't know if that term love really exists.
Honestly, I feel like, okay, I'm gonna differ that because I thought I fell in love with my ex-boyfriend, but then I met this kid right now, and then I'm falling really hard for him. So I think that there are different definitions of love for someone. Like, I love my guy friends, like I'd do anything for them, and I love my girlfriends, but it's a different feeling, and it's a different like mindset when you're with someone every single day and they're like in front of your face and you just like click instantly with them. I think as age comes, so does that love for someone else, and it just takes time.
Yeah. I mean, I've never really, like, I've never dated, or I don't have a boyfriend or anything, but I mean, yeah, I don't think I could say anything because I've never been in a relationship, but yeah.
I feel like, definitely love like exists, but I feel like, you know, when people say love at first sight, I think that's not true. Love at first sight, like you see them and then you're like in love with them. I don't know. Maybe it's
I don't know. I think it exists, but well, maybe I just haven't experienced it romantically yet. But, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I agree. Like, love for your parents, love for your family. I think. Well, I used to. I don't know. I used to always think that. Oh, for a guy, maybe you just love them as a friend, and you're just obsessed with them, and you want to, you know, pursue a future with them. But the thing is, I can't really speak on it because, again, I have no experience. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of a heavy note we ended with.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is a good way to end our podcast. Loki covered a lot of topics.
Yeah, we did. So thank you so much for being on here, Amira.
Yeah,
of course.
It was really great to have you.
We had a great time talking to you.
Yeah. You know, we actually didn't know if you were going to answer your DMs or not. So when you answered, we were all just like, what the heck, Amira answered.
We were losing our mind, yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you so much for being on here. We really appreciate it. We had a really nice discussion too.
Thank you so much for listening. Bye, guys.
Bye.